A municipal worker scoops garbage that was washed down by the rising São Jorge River, following heavy rains in Manaus, Amazonas State, Brazil, June 4, 2022. Reuters. Suemi Bayidun. A man lifts his cycle on the Bandra-Worli Sea Link during the Cycle to Save the City campaign on World Environment Day in Mumbai, India, June 5. Reuters. Francis Mascarenhas. People sleep on the Yamuna riverbed under a bridge on a hot summer day in New Delhi, India, May 2. Reuters. Adnan Abidi. A general view shows a boat on dry ground during low water levels at the Jebel Marsh in Tikar province, Iraq, June 3. Reuters. Sam al-Sudani. A waste collector climbs down while looking for recyclable materials as smoke billows from burning garbage at the Balswa landfill site on World Environment Day in New Delhi, India, June 5. Reuters. Nushri Fadnabis. Laborers stand next to sacks of waste, collected for recycling, along the dried Lyri River, on the World Environment Day in Karachi, Pakistan, June 5. Reuters. Akhtar Sumero. People enjoy the sunset in Vlora, Albania, May 4. Reuters. Florian Goga. Manu, 35, whose family moved to Karachi from Pakistan's southeastern desert area of Thar Parker to look for work, pushes his cart full of plants to sell in a neighborhood, on the World Environment Day in Karachi, Pakistan, June 5. Reuters. Akhtar Sumero. A girl carries balloons that she found at the Balswa landfill site on World Environment Day in New Delhi, India, June 5. Reuters. Nushri Fadnabis. A view of the dust-covered sky during a sandstorm, in Baghdad, Iraq, May 5. Reuters. Tahir al-Sudani. Garbage that was washed down by the rising São Jorge River following heavy rains is pictured in Manaus, Amazonas State, Brazil, June 4. Reuters. Suemi Bayidun. A volunteer holds a hose during a wildfire near Veri, south of Athens, Greece, June 4. Reuters. Kostas Baltas. A woman collects aluminum cans from the garbage that was washed down by the rising São Jorge River, following heavy rains in Manaus, Amazonas State, Brazil, Reuters. Suemi Bayidun. A general view shows a brick factory as smoke rises from the stacks in the town of Narawan in Baghdad, Iraq, June 5. Reuters. Tahir al-Sudani. Spanish divers try to cut an illegal drift net off a 12-meter-long humpback whale, who got entangled in it near Calamillar Beach in the Balearic island of Majorca, Spain, Reuters. Pedro Sub. A vintage car breaks down in a flooded road during heavy rains in Havana, Cuba, June 3. Reuters. Alexandra Menatini. Firefighters work to extinguish wildfires near downtown Brasilia, Brazil, June 1. Reuters. Adriano Machado. Soldiers clean up mud at a house in the aftermath of Hurricane Agatha, in Barranquilla, Oaxaca State, Mexico, June 1. Reuters. Jorge Luis Plata. A man stands on the wreckage of a house collapsed during a landslide caused by heavy rains at Jardim Monte Verde, in the Ibura neighborhood, in Recife, Brazil, May 28. Diego Negro Prefeitura do Recife handout via Reuters. Birds fly on a smoggy morning in Jakarta, Indonesia, May 27. Reuters. Willy Kurniawan. Workers push their motorbikes through the water at the flooded Tanjung Emas container port terminal area, following high tides and broken seawalls, in Semarang, Central Java Province, Indonesia, May 23, in this photo by Antara Photo. Antara Photo Aji Staiwan via Reuters. A man crosses a flooded bridge, caused by heavy rains, in Kwandangezi near Durban, South Africa, May 22. Reuters. Rogan Ward. Waterlogged basketball courts are pictured after heavy rains in Durban, South Africa, May 22. Reuters. Rogan Ward. Irasemugia Marius da Costa, a local farmer, reacts as she wades through floodwaters in front of her relative's house, after several riverside villages were affected by flooding triggered by the rise of the river levels in Carreiro de Várzea, in the Amazonas state, Brazil. Reuters. Bruno Kelly. A woman takes a picture of a thermometer displaying 46 degrees Celsius, 114.8 degrees Fahrenheit during an episode of exceptionally high temperatures for the time of year in Seville, Spain, May 20. Reuters. Marcelo Del Pozo. A man uses an umbrella for shade as he carries a dismantled car on a cycle rickshaw to a scrapyard on a hot weather day on the outskirts of Ahmedabad, India, May 19. Reuters. Amit Dev. A firefighting helicopter drops water on a wildfire that broke out on the hillside next to the Griffith Observatory in Los Angeles, California, May 17. Reuters. David Swanson. The downtown sky view is pictured during a sandstorm in Manama, Bahrain, May 17. Reuters. Hamad I. Mohammed. Boys cool off under a pipe of flowing water on a hot summer day in New Delhi, India, May 17. Reuters. Anushri Fadnabis. A helicopter drops water as it assists firefighters battling a hillside fire that burned through a neighborhood and destroyed homes in Laguna Niguel, California, May 12. Reuters. Mike Blake. Workers look after trees planted in the Greenbelt area around the holy city of Karbala, trying to prevent worsening desertification and sandstorms, on the outskirts of Karbala, Iraq, May 12. Reuters. Allah al-Marjani. Smoke from a fast-moving, wind-driven wildfire rises above a residential area in Laguna Niguel, California, May 12. Reuters. Mike Blake. A vet provides medicine to an eagle after it was dehydrated due to heat at Jivdaya Charitable Trust, a non-governmental rehabilitation center for birds and animals, during hot weather in Ahmedabad, India, May 11. Reuters. Amit Dev. A firefighter works to extinguish a fire in the town of Nazarbayevsk, as a state of emergency has been declared in the Omsk region due to wildfires, Russia, May 6. Reuters. Alexei Malgavko. Smoke blankets the view as authorities battle the nearby Hermit's Peak and Calf Canyon wildfires in Las Vegas, New Mexico, May 2. Reuters. Kevin Mohat. Workers use their helmets to pour water to cool themselves off near a construction site on a hot summer day on the outskirts of Ahmedabad, India, April 30. Reuters. Amit Dev. An excavator tries to contain the fire as smoke billows from burning garbage on a hot summer day, at the Balswa landfill site in New Delhi, India, April 29. Reuters. Adnan Abidi. A woman flees from the polluting foam generated by a river full of waste, at the entrance of her house, in Mosquera, Colombia, April 27. Reuters. Luisa Gonzalez. A child's doll is seen with debris where body was recovered on the Zinyathi River after heavy rains caused flooding near Durban, South Africa, April 19. Reuters. Rogan Ward. People cool off with water leaking from a broken pipe valve during hot weather in Kolkata, India, April 19. Reuters. Rupakta Chowdhury. A child does a backflip onto an old mattress among the destruction caused by flooding in Umlazi near Durban, South Africa, April 16. Reuters Rogan Ward. A person walks along Porthmeor Beach during hot weather on Easter Bank Holiday weekend in St. Ives, Britain, April 16. Reuters Tom Nicholson. People loot a shipping container which was washed away after heavy rains caused flooding, in Durban, South Africa, April 12. Reuters Rogan Ward. People search for items which they can salvage on the beach after heavy rains caused flooding, in Durban, South Africa, April 12. Reuters Rogan Ward. Smoke rises from a chimney as a person crosses a bridge between the buildings of Germany's Bundestag, in Berlin, Germany, April 5. Reuters Lissy Niesner. A tourist walks through an accumulation of sargassum algae at Gaviota Beach in Cancun, Mexico, April 3. Reuters Paula Chiamonte. An aerial view shows a man digging a pit to get water, in a dry riverbed, near the village of Tatabathali in Matam, Senegal, March 30. Reuters Christophe van der Peer. A view shows emissions from the chimneys of Yara France plant in Montoire de Bretagne near Saint-Nazaire, France, March 4. Reuters Stéphane Mahy. A scavenger is seen before sorting recyclable plastic materials at the Dandara dumping site on the outskirts of Nairobi, Kenya, February 26. Reuters Thomas Mukoya. A worker removes dead anchovies washed up on the shores of the Columo Beach near Conception, Chile, February 20. Reuters Juan Gonzalez. A fire consumes trees and pastures in San Luis del Palomar, province of Corrientes, Argentina, February 19. Reuters Matthias Baglietto. An Extinction Rebellion activist, wearing a mermaid costume, takes part in a protest against climate change on the banks of the River Po, after dry land emerged from the shallow waters, following weeks of drought with no snow or rain, in Turin, Italy, February 17. Reuters Massimo Pinca. Cattle cross polluted waters of the river Sabarmati on the outskirts of Ahmedabad, Gujarat, India, February 16. Reuters Amit Dev. Workers cleaned the beach near Repsol's La Pampilla refinery after the recent oil spill that has caused an ecological disaster on the coast of Lima, in Ventanilla, Peru, January 29. Reuters Angela Ponce. People walk along a bridge over a polluted area in Dhaka, Bangladesh, January 24. Reuters Mohammed Poner Hossain.